Hello, I'm Stephanie Hansen. This is the snare drum lesson for percussion methods, and this is my student, Jennifer Shanks. Okay, so first, before we start, we're going to go over the parts of the snare drum and the drumstick. Okay, so here's the drumstick. This is the butt, soothingly. This is the shaft. This is the shoulders. Look, it looks like shoulders, neck, okay, and then the snare drum. Here's an action snare drum. I do not have a snare drum, so we're using a drum pad. Okay, so really the most important things are the head. The top head is called the batter head, which is what you actually hit. A snare release lever is where like you turn it on if you want the snare sound to fall off. It sounds more like a tom. Okay, the bottom is called the snare head. This is all the snares that are on there. Yep. That's really the most important things. Like there's other things like this is counter hoop, which obviously we don't have. And then there's like the tension rods to adjust how tight you want the snares, and then the lugs, which kind of holds the drum together. Okay. So now we're going to go over how to hold the stick. So the first thing you do is find your balance point. So use 2 fingers because one finger's kind of hard to balance. Oh, good. Now take this point and go back an inch. Okay. So now how you hold it with your 2 pointer fingers, it's like the pinch of your brother. So you put this stick next to your knuckle, your second knuckle. Then you hold it so your fingernails on the outside. Yes. So now the second thing you do, these fingers, you bring them back like you're holding your grandma. Not too tight, because you're a squeezer. Okay? So, now that you've got that, let's go over. So now, when you are at a snare drum, you want it to be at a point where it's comfortable and you don't feel like it's too low. So when it's too low, you kind of have to be like, you know, and then when it's too high, you have a lot of tension. So do you think that's fine, or is that a little too high? I think it's too low. You want it to be like.
But I have to hold my wrist up. Is that right? Okay.
So you want it here so that it's at a natural playing position. Now the grip, this is called match grip, which is where when the other grip is called traditional grip. Where you see jazz players use it a lot, where it's like in between their fingers and they're like, you know, but no. Back. Now when you play, you want your wrist to be parallel with the ground, right? So is that comfortable for you?
There.
Awesome. Thank you. So when you play on the drum, you want it to play. There's 3 playing spots. There's center, off center, and then edge. When you're playing the snare drum, you want to play off center towards the front of the drum.
Why is that?
It sounds the best. Thank you. And when you're standing at the drum, you want the snare release lever to be on the other side of you, which is, this is going to represent, the little rebound thing is going to represent that. So now, we're going to go over how to strike the drum.
Okay.
And the first step you do is you raise your wrist. You don't want to raise your arm. Not that much. Just raise it enough. When you strike the drum, you want a fast motion down. Not there. And you want there to be a rebound. So you can, to get a rebound, on this it's kind of hard to get a rebound because it's not a snare drum. So you kind of have to make it come up yourself a little bit by, don't tighten, just make it come up. Like you're bouncing a basketball. Right. Do your left hand now. Good, good, good. Make sure this is nice and, yes. And your fingers, don't make them go, woo, because we're not English. We don't hold cups of tea with our keys out. Okay, so much sass. Okay, so now we're just, there's different, in the different playing zones, you use them for dynamics as well. So if you want to go louder, you can go towards the middle of the drum. If you want to go a softer dynamic, you can go towards the edge. Right? And again, some of it is, it's not just where you play like smaller, you realize we're videotaping and you're dancing, yes, good. You would go towards the edge, but you would also have smaller strokes, so it's like quieter. Okay, so now, so what you're gonna do is we're gonna play, no, play song. You're gonna play 3 measures of quarter notes of the,
In the middle, right in off center.
You're gonna start towards the off center, then you're gonna go up, and then you're gonna come back down. Let's make it 4 measures, just for fun. So, da, 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 da,
4, 4.
da, da, da. So by the end of the second measure, you should be at the top, and then once you go back down, and make it louder.
All the way to the center, or back
No,
to the
just
off center.
off center. So, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so I think that's good.
I think I know how to play the snare drum.
Do you want to learn how to do a roll? There's 2 types of rolls.
Can I learn one?
You can learn 2. And the first roll I'm going to teach you is how to do, it's called a buzz roll or a closed roll.
Okay.
And so what you do is, we're going to learn it one hand at a time. When you stroke down, instead of bringing it back up, you go down, and it's more about making the stick itself buzz. Right, so just go, you should both ways, yes. Yeah, that is it. See, you have a little bit too much tension in the back, which is why it's not bouncing. This might actually be right. So when you're doing a roll in like a piece, you do it by the tempo, like 16th note, so it's the beats da, 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 beat, da, 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 da. And on your, because your right hand's stronger, I know your right hand, you're getting, that hand is sounding more strong, so you want to make it as easy as possible, and make these bounce as much as you can. Like, push it as much. Go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's really fast.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Make sure that these hands aren't too tight because physics, this will cause it to not vibrate as much. Make sure you're hitting the drum beat. Yes. Good job. Now the next roll is called an open stroke roll, which is just a roll without the buzz, so it's just going da 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 da. Make sure you're 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. Make sure you're getting equal sound in both.
So should it not bounce? Should I hold it tighter?
Make sure you're not getting double bounces. When you do it.
Oh, I understand now.
Good job. You're holding back.
Right, left and right hand are not equal.
No.
Have that ability.
Make sure you're using your wrist, not your arm. Good job. Now do you feel confident that you can play middle school level snare drum?
I think it's about that.
Good job. Alright, that concludes our lesson. A+, Johnny. A+.